I'm going to show you a cool function about your Ford. Just get right into it, and we're going to go from there. They have a mode that you can actually look and see what's going on. Some of the stuff's going to make sense to you and some of it's not. See how we have like trans temp up here, oil temp and stuff like that. But what if you really wanted to know what the trans temp was? You know, there's a way that you can actually do that and see the exact trans temp. Or maybe you don't have your scanner with you, or you don't have a scan tool and you want to see if you have DTC stored in the computer. Like if a check engine light comes on and then it goes off, and you're like, oh man, I don't know if the dealer's going to be able to find this if I go in for warranty. Am I just wasting my time? Well, yeah, if we can't verify it a lot of times, and if we don't see the DTCs there, and it's not a newer vehicle that's connected to Ford Pass app, then we won't have that connected vehicle data. Now, what I can do is I can show you how to do this. It's called engineering mode. So what you're going to do is you're going to hold down your OK button. You're going to hold it down for like 5 seconds, and then you're going to cycle the key on, and you're going to continue to hold it until it goes into engineering mode. So I'm going to set you down right here. I'm up 2, 3, 4, 5. Engineering test mode right there. And it does a gauge sweep. It tests your gauges and stuff out. And then you can start to cycle. You can see, you can do a gauge test to make sure you have a dead gauge. You can scroll down to the next selection to see, make sure all of your lamps, your little lights for each one of your selections or your padding works. So now you get all your warning lights to make sure and check all that. And then you can scroll down. It'll give you engineering test mode, like a part number. And then it gives ROM level, NVM ROM level, EEPROM level. And then you can go through and you can actually look at these different things. And engineers know more about what each one of these things mean. Those of us in the field, that the smartest guys aren't going to be able to tell you what each one of these selections mean. Let's just go through it some more. Continuous DTCs. It says I have none. So if I don't have DTCs or stored DTCs, sometimes maybe you just want to verify that you have a check engine light, that a DTC that's stored, or something that's continuously on, or something wrong. If it says none, then obviously you have none, but it'll show if you do have DTC stored. Vehicle speed, kilometer, mile per hour, speedometer, and it'll tell you like a fuel level, AA, AD input. It'll give you a more exact mile per gallon than what the actual cluster is reading, like overall mile per gallon. Even though you've reset it, it'll tell you statistically what the truck is running. It'll be more accurate. This one's running 15.3, and I'll go up to 15.6. But that's with the beefier tires and sitting around. I've been idling a little bit more lately, and I shouldn't be doing that at all. Fuel rate 15.4. It'll tell you AFE bias, AFE 14.5 to 1. It'll say OK to adjust. So I can adjust up, or I can actually adjust down, and I can save it, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave it exactly where it is. And I'll go ahead and leave it there. And then it'll say instant DTE to empty, and it'll give you a more accurate way of actually looking at your cluster, your predetermined how many miles to E and stuff are you actually at. There's my coolant temperature, 78 degrees Celsius, temp gauge, fail safe. It'll give you a trans temp, a live readout, 58 degree or 57 degrees Celsius. And then it'll give you battery voltage. It'll give you battery, it's like your AD count. I think it's number of cycles. If that ever gets set back to 0, that's how you can tell if somebody's been tuning the vehicle or not, messing with it, because it'll never say 0. Odometer, trip A, trip B. It'll tell you what. So this is called engineering mode. Let's just scroll all the way back through. It'll give you AD port, digital input stuff, port H. So once you figure out what all that is, then you'll be fine. And now how to exit it, you just take the key, cycle off, cycle back on, start your vehicle, and you're back to normal. Engineering test mode. If you didn't know, now you know. And that's holding this for 5 seconds. Cycling the key on. It does not have to be running. You can start it if you want. So you hold this down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Continue holding, cycle the key on or push button on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it brings up engineering test mode. Be blessed. If you guys haven't done something nice for somebody today, please do so. It doesn't take anything to be kind. It's used a lot of energy to be mean. Hold the door for somebody, say something kind to somebody, check on somebody you haven't checked about in a while, or checked on in a while. Just be that person. Be the change, be the difference. Be blessed. I love you guys. Thank you for everything. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, please do so. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Helps the channel a lot, and I need the help right now. Thanks, guys. And if you're asking, does this happen with all Fords? It should happen with most Fords. Should be the same basic principle to get in there. I'm not going to speak for everyone. I know the trucks, it works this way. I think the SUVs may work this way as well. Try it out. Let me know if it doesn't work for you. Let me know it doesn't work for you. Then it just didn't work. Be blessed.